Growing up, I had all the pictures of the Red Sox on my bedroom walls and all that kind of stuff, you know. So I'm really just, you know, the average baseball fan now. I watch it. And, you know, it's expensive to go to a Red Sox game, you know. And I know you have a great, you know, affordable family fund, you know, $5 to $10, you know, which is pretty cool, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So it's great that you offer that, you know, an opportunity for just the average family to come in and see a game and whatnot. Here's my question, though.
Sure.
And I've had this with a lot of my friends, you know, barroom talk and after a couple of beers. What do you think? I mean, ultimately, you know, every kid would want to see a major league game. You know, that's the ultimate. You know, but it's so expensive. And what's your thoughts on how they could make that affordable? You know, whether it be like a luxury tax on like corporate boxes, or on the high-end tickets, so like add, you know, 25 cents or something, then go into a pool. You know, whereas some portions of tickets would become available where people could, you know, apply for that are low income or something like that.
I'm
families.
not sure exactly how it works, but I'm certain that every major league team donates a certain amount of tickets through the year, you know, to various charities and so the kids who can't afford. Now, obviously, there's a lot more kids. Right. Than tickets, but you know, they take care of a lot of kids.
Right,
I know
right.
that. I know that.
What about just like the average like working family though that really doesn't participate in those kind of programs? You know, just say a hardworking guy with 3 or 4 kids, just getting by. It's it's $400 or $500 to go into Fenway Park with parking to buy decent tickets. I'm thinking, is there any way to like accommodate somebody like that? You know, whereas some of the high rollers could pay a little bit of tax, so some of those tickets would be affordable. What do you think of that?
Well, you know, truthfully, it's a tough question.
Right.
And
right.
I used to be in the wholesale men's clothing business. Sure. When I started, and if gold was selling for $500 an ounce, they wanted to buy it from me for $300. So I understand the lower price end of business.
Sure.
That's always been my background. So I wouldn't understand. You know, you're asking a very, very tough question. Let me tell you, every owner in baseball would love to sell tickets cheaply, but you know, we all know the price of players, what's happened with players, all the various costs of Major League Baseball, and you know, obviously we don't have those costs. Right. You know, so we can sell. It's business. You know, we're not being better citizens in minor league baseball. Right. By charging lower prices, our expenses are a lot less.
Gotcha.
And you know, believe me, if they could charge $5 and $10 for tickets, they would.
Right. I understand. Yeah. Absolutely.
Maybe those players need to take a pay cut. Maybe that's what it is.
Well, I mean, personally, I think they're way overpaid. You know,
I'm not going to lie to you. It's kind of absurd if you get paid $26,000 in a bet, and I think A-Rod's making about that. I'll say it like this: if he could, you know, kick over a couple of bats per game to kick back to the fans and buy out a few seats, that might be an idea. Maybe you could have one of those days.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Unfortunately, it is business where the expenditures are such where. Yeah. You know, the almighty dollar unfortunately takes over, but hopefully they'll be able to bring it back towards the medium. Right now it's a little bit out of hand, but
it is kind of
hopefully they're moving in the right direction.
Hopefully they're moving in the right direction.
Don't you think, John, that a lot of these ball players, though, do give a lot of tickets and give things back, and it's probably not publicized enough?
No, definitely.
I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Just one last question. I had to bring this up. I hope you don't get upset. I was just kind of surfing the internet. And I guess you guys had the wedding, the White House Crashers at your one of your dinners.
No.
No?
No.
That's not real?
No.
Okay.
We invited them.
You invited them, yeah, right. You invited them. They didn't show up though.
No.
Okay, I thought I'd just bring that up. All right, thanks a lot, gentlemen. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, you know, we're coming to the end. John, do you have any closing statements? Do you think the players get paid too much?
You know,
is that right for a player to walk away with $10, $20 million for 9 months of work?
'I'll say this. it's a unique ability to be able to perform day in, day out the way some of those players do. I personally feel a lot of contracts need to be restructured where they become more incentive-based as opposed to guaranteed, because there does tend to be a certain sense of apathy at times for certain people if they find themselves being in a too comfortable situation. And at the same time, if you happen to have a player that gets injured, irrevocably and isn't able to play, that does put a strain on the team and affects the quality of whatever. So I do think that in some cases things need to be adjusted, but I do think that they deserve a lot of money in light of the fact that if they don't take it, somebody else out there is making it. But at the same time, I do feel like when it comes to certain people, there's a certain absurdity if you feel like, if you forget that it's a privilege and a gift to be making that type of money doing anything, let alone something you love. So I think that at times people need to remind themselves that it's something that they should be gracious.
Right. But in the minors, most players are paid about $1,000.
And that's a lot of it.
And that's for a month.
It is like winning the lottery. Making it based upon the percentages, it's like winning the lottery. So in a certain case that, they deserve to make a lot of money in light of the fact that there's no job security. You sacrifice a lot being away from your family, having a normal lifestyle. But at the same time, if you're getting paid $26,000 in a bat, I think anyone would agree that's a little bit more than I would say you deserve.
Yeah. Would you pay that kind of money to some of your players?
How about Katie Kirk?
Katie Kirk?
Again.
Okay, her contract is coming up next year.
Yeah. What do you think she'll be asking?
Well, I'll tell you what, she's getting a pay cut.
Really?
She's making $14 million a year.
That's a lot of money.
I think, unfortunately, it's not necessarily that you can't blame the individual for the amount of money that is available to them. I just think that in general, there's just a lot of money floating around, and that unfortunately you can't knock somebody's individual effort. But again, it's difficult to quantify somebody's effort or worth based strictly upon financial benefits or rewards.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would say there's a lot of people out there who deserve an awful lot of money.
Yeah.
There are probably a lot more out there in the world in large who probably deserve a lot more that don't get it. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there making more money than they probably know what to do with. So one way or another, I don't necessarily fault the individual, but maybe fault the system a bit.
Yeah. Now, we have a little kid in the crowd. Do you want to ask a quick question? Come on, come here. Hurry up. Ask a quick question. Go ahead.
Do you have any advice to give me for baseball?
Yes. What is your favorite position?
Shortstop.
Okay. Well, I'll say this. The most important thing, and I don't mean to say this just because it's what everyone says, but you need to remember that it's always a game. And no matter how long you do it, you should always have fun. Whether you do it professionally, because I'll say you this, the minute you stop having fun, it's not worth it anymore. So if you can hold on to that now until you get to however age you're going to get, and you get to play, have fun doing it.
Do you understand that that's the owner of the Lowell Spinners?
So
Huh?
ask him for free tickets.
You know?
Ask him for free tickets. Put him on TV. See, I want free
No,
tickets
can I answer that question?
True.
The question
we only
that
have
you
1
had.
minute, so
he can
just
get to
whatever
it.
you
He
say.
can get to
Go
it.
ahead. You got
Okay.
1 minute.
You'll get the tickets. But you've heard it already from people that coach you, how you have to work hard and you have to be focused and you have to work hard. But you know something? I hear people like John, who's a coach, telling professional ball players how they have to work hard.
Well, my guests have been Drew Weber from the Lowell Spinners. I'm sorry to
Got
cut
the
it
cut.
off, but we're running out of time, Drew.
You get free tickets, though.
Yeah.
You heard it.
Did you go to Harvard? Did you really went to Harvard?
I really went to Harvard.
And do you own the Lowell Spinners?
True.
Yes. Okay.
True.
Well, there you go, folks.
It's on the internet,
So that's
right?
our show. Thank you for tuning in. Henry's Baseball Club. Give me a call if you want to play ball. 781-891-0621. Thank you.
This is fun.